So what does it really cost to make ends meet here in San Diego? A new study by the United Way of California reveals that the actual cost to meet just the basic needs is vastly higher than what the federal government has determined. CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with more on the real cost and which San Diegans are struggling the most. Richard.
Well, Carlo, that's right. This new report takes a close look at the true price we pay here in San Diego for everything from housing to food to childcare to transportation, and finds that nearly 1/3 of households countywide are not making enough to meet their and their families' most basic needs.
I think everybody's struggling here. It's really expensive.
For many San Diegans, especially those with kids, that struggle to stay financially afloat can be intense.
I moved out here thinking things were going to be, nice, settled, but nope, should have did a little more research.
The United Way of California has done the research, releasing this new study on the true cost of making ends meet here in the Golden State. In San Diego County, for instance, it finds that a family of 4 with 2 working adults, a preschooler, and a school-aged child, it takes just over $116,000 a year to cover the most essential expenses.
And most of these families are really making around $67,000.
Nancy Sasaki is president and CEO of the United Way of San Diego County.
They're almost $50,000 short of what it really takes to be able to survive and barely thrive in San Diego County.
Nearly 1/2 of local families with children under age 6 are not making enough to cover their expenses, according to this report. And regardless of ethnicity, single mothers are the most likely to struggle.
About 70% of them, or 41,000 households of single moms, are not making enough to survive in San Diego County.
It's very difficult. You have to have multiple sources of income just to get by every month.
Cypress Labrie is one of those moms and says even with a full-time job, she still falls short.
It's not going to cut it. I got to do Uber Eats, deliveries, all of that to make it every month.
In the meantime, the official poverty level established by the federal government, which determines eligibility for programs like food assistance, falls far lower than the real cost found in this study, including for that original example of a family of 4 with 2 young kids.
The federal poverty levels, they'll say that what you need to survive is $30,000 in San Diego County. I don't know how anybody survives in this county on $30,000. Ours says $116,000. That's a huge gap.
It's a pricey place to live, but I guess we pay for the sunshine.
And the United Way of California also lets you plug in your own household numbers, including how many family members you have, to see where you fall on the real cost measure study. For a link to that, just go to cbs8.com, click on the online version of this story.
Pretty dramatic difference here. So like, how do we get here? How are the federal numbers so different from the
30,000 versus 116,000.
Right.
Yeah.
Profound.
We asked Nancy Sasaki that of United Way. She points out that the federal government still looks at the cost of food as the main determinant, and that's a formula that goes back to the 1960s. They're not really taking into account here in San Diego County housing, transportation, the cost of childcare. So that's why there's such a vast gap between those two numbers.
You'd think the federal government would need to get on board with whatever those metrics are.
Absolutely. And we should point out, too, the United Way is going to have an in-person seminar on all of this on October 7th. We'll have information on our website for that.
We'll follow up on that, Richard Allen. Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.
Oof, that is